G'day traders, Rich here. Today I thought I'd look at a short video on how to load historical data onto your demo trading platform. This is particularly important for some of the forum members who will be helping us in the testing processes. And so we'll get started straight away. So the first thing we do is we will go to our historical data that we have available to our forum members. I'll just open it up now. So if we refer to our download section, we will see a section referred to as, won't be a second, historical data for long range testing. Click on that. This will therefore open up this particular topic, which includes all of our historical data. Now this is long range data that we've purchased for the purposes of our comprehensive backtesting. So the first instrument we're going to use is Euro, so the Euro USD. What we do is we simply download that file. That therefore places it in our download directory as a zip file, Euro USD. We double click on it, and the first thing we want to do is we want to extract those files. There's a daily, a monthly and a weekly file. We wish to extract them into our download directory, so we drag and drop them after we've extracted them to our download directory. And there they are here. The next thing we want to do is open them up. So I'm going to open up the Euro USD D1. Now you need Microsoft Excel to do this, so I'm just going to double click on this file here. And here we go. We have our data, which in this case is provided from 1971 up to, in this case, 2nd of March 2020. Now, today is the 16th of March, and so we need to retain some of the data that is already in our platform for those missing days. So the first thing I need to say is that for this testing process we need to be using the Pepperstone platform. We requested our members who are undertaking this testing with us to get a demo platform with the Pepperstone. To do that, go onto the Pepperstone website and download one of their MT4 installations, their demo installations. It's free. And once you've downloaded and gone through the process of setting up that installation, it will provide you with Pepperstone's data for a fairly short period. Now, so what we want to do for this testing process is we want to overwrite that data with this historical data, but the missing data in the last few days we want to replace with the existing Pepperstone data. So I've opened up this file, which is Euro USD D1. The next thing we want to do is we want to go to our platform itself, and we want to go to Tools, History Center, and we want to look at our majors, Euro USD. Now the three important files that we wish to overwrite the data for is the daily, the weekly and the monthly. So for it, we'll do our daily data first. So we double click our daily data. This therefore gives us what's available data from our Pepperstone platform. And now what we want to do is we want to export this file first, because we need to append the most recent data onto that history file that we've already downloaded. So we'll export it. This therefore exports it in this format, Euro USD, and then the daily indicator is a time frame reference, so it goes 1440. Now make sure you download that into the same directory that you've already downloaded your historical data in. So we'll go save. This therefore places that historical data, I'll just get it here. This therefore saves that file we've now just exported from Metatrader, EURUSD 1440, into the download directory with this other file, EURUSD D1, which is the download file we've got from our forum. So now we also want to open up the EURUSD 1440 file, which we'll just do. Here we go. So we've got our historical download file from our forum, and we've now got our Pepperstone file, EURUSD 1440. So what we want to do is we want to check our historical file and check the most recent date that we have. So in this case it's 2nd of March 2020. What we want to do is come down to the 2nd of March 2020 in our Pepperstone file, 2nd of March 2020. There we go. So we've got it from there. Now what we want to do is we want to highlight from the 2nd of March through to the most recent data, which is the 16th of March. We copy that file, Control C, after we've selected that range. We come into our historical file and we overwrite the most recent data from the 2nd to 3rd onwards, Control V, paste. That therefore pastes that data onto the end of our historical file. We've now got a completed data file for our testing purposes, which includes our historical data and our most recent data from Pepperstone. We close this file here. Don't worry about saving it. And now what we want to do is we want to create this file in the Pepperstone format. So we want to go File, Save As in our download directory, which I'll just select here. Download. I want to now overwrite this file so it's in the same format as Pepperstone. So now this is the historical file with the attached Pepperstone. So I'm going to overwrite that file, go yes, replace it. So now I've got a completed, updated data file in my download directory. Now I close that, and the next thing I want to do is I want to delete the daily information so I can therefore re-import that historical file into this data. So to do that, you select the first row, go right to the top of your earliest data, go to the first row, with your shift key held down, go right to the base and highlight the entire data series and go delete. And if there is still any remaining data, make sure you delete that out so you've got no data left in your history file for the daily. And now you select import. That therefore asks you where you wish to import the data from. You go to your download directory and you select EURUSD 1440. You'll find that it formats it correctly, and you should already see a pre-format of the data that's going to come in. We select OK. Now the data has been uploaded. And what we'll do, just to check that the data is OK, we're now going to use this. So select Close. And the last thing, just as a check to make sure you've downloaded it correctly, go to your EURUSD, put up a chart on the daily time frame, and just see if it is plotting correctly. So it appears to be fine. There might be a bit of a gap between the historical data and the new data. The historical data is not from the Pepperstone source, so there might be a slight gap. But for the purposes of our particular long-term traders, that particular initial gap and the slight differences in the data is not material for our overall strategies. Yes, there'll be a slight variance, but it is not material. And so we prefer to have this very long-range data as opposed to the short-range data that's available from our Pepperstone platform. Long-range data is always more preferable. And if we scroll back in this data, just to check that there are no significant, we can't see any visual errors in the data, we'll just scroll back, make sure it's okay. All seems fine. You'll note that the earlier data, as we discussed in our prior videos, we only have a single price per day. That's because in those times, back in the 70s and 80s, the data was only collected for, I think it was the close or the open for that particular data series, but this goes right back to 1971. Looks fine. Okay, so that's an explanation how you do it for your daily. You do exactly the same process for the weekly and exactly the same process for the monthly. And just to go back to the data that we'll be using for our testing purposes, we decided that we've purchased this data from an online provider, and for the purposes of our testing, we're going to be using these particular markets for our testing and our universe for our portfolios. So in this case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 separate markets. And each one of these zip files has got a daily file, a weekly file, and a monthly file. So it's a bit of a rigmarole setting it up initially, but once you have this set up for your historical data in your platform, then going forward, it's a fairly straightforward process. The data will just update with the Pepperstone data on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. But so look, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.